I feel that justice wasn't done. It's just as simple as that. Justice was not done.
What happened in this neighborhood's happening all over the Salt Lake Valley. Police catching criminals, but the jail won't take them. Officers in a number of departments have been telling KSL a jail policy has made things so bad that the public needs to know what's going on.
Tonight, an investigation that began last summer. Here's Debbie DeJanovic.
Salt Lake City Police, come outside with your hands up.
It's like a scene out of a TV crime drama.
Come out now with your hands in the air.
But it really did happen in the avenues.
Salt Lake Police, if you're in here, call out now.
Police say squatters broke into a vacant home.
Salt Lake Police, if you're in here, call out now. Police, anyone in here, call out now.
Which house is it?
It's this house.
Kim Stockdale, who lives next door, says this is usually a pretty quiet neighborhood.
There was a lockbox on the front door.
The home's owner lived out of state.
Said this for sale sign was where? It was right
Was
here?
right here.
Kim thought maybe he'd rented it.
Saw a young woman ride up the bike at 171 and go in.
And she was worried.
No lights on in the house.
Like a good neighbor, she took notes.
More moving in after dark again.
So about a week goes by, the real estate agent stops in, takes one look around, and calls police.
And when the police came, they were barricaded in a back room.
Keep your hands up. Walk backwards towards my voice. Go down to your knees.
Police handcuffed several people that day, and naturally, neighbors thought.
I'm thinking they need to go to jail.
I hope you understand that this isn't what I'm doing.
But they're not going to jail.
I can only do what the jail will allow me to do.
The offense wasn't a felony, and in Salt Lake County, if it's not a felony like murder, kidnapping, rape, dealing drugs, officers are not allowed to take suspects to jail.
Grab your stuff.
This neighborhood was essentially victimized by crime, and nobody went to jail.
Nope, nobody went to jail.
Police departments aren't happy about it either, but it's not up to them. The Salt Lake County Sheriff runs the jail, and last March he issued this order to help manage the inmate population. Police officers all over the valley tell me it's wreaking havoc on the streets.
It's been ridiculous.
Sergeant Scott Morcus.
It's created real problems for us. We need to be able to book people into jail again for the crimes they commit. I mean, it's just such a basic idea of our criminal justice system.
Before, police were able to use their judgment on which suspects should go to jail. The basic premise is this: communities are safer with bad guys behind bars, even temporarily, while criminal charges are pursued. But the new plan bars police from jailing almost all suspects who commit misdemeanor offenses.
People can assault a police officer.
Yep.
They can get caught shooting up heroin.
Yep.
They can break into a car and steal stuff.
Yep.
And they don't go to jail.
Correct. So he's got a Class A warrant for assaulting a police officer, and we can't take him to jail.
All right, here you go.
Now let's say someone assaults you while you're walking down the street.
And we would not be able to take him to jail for it.
Alpha 716.
So this guy was just shooting up heroin.
Use drugs? No jail. And
You could go break into that car down there, steal something, and I could watch you do it and catch you, and I'd get the stuff back, but you wouldn't be going to jail. A vehicle burglary is a Class A misdemeanor.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I wanted to speak with the Salt Lake County Sheriff to ask if he has plans to change the policy. He declined to be interviewed for my report. For now, cops can only issue tickets and then have to release suspects on the spot. And many don't bother to appear in court, so
So he's got 15 warrants right now.
misdemeanor warrants for their arrest pile up. But police can't, you guessed it, take them to jail.
Like, we literally have people walking around down here with 25 plus misdemeanor warrants out for their arrest. They get to walk away every single time.
No jail.
No jail.
You can't lock the front door of the jail.
Since fall, Chief Mike Brown has been tracking how the policy is affecting safety in Salt Lake City.
It was impacting the citizens. It was impacting the way we want to serve our communities.
Now his officers document if an offender should go to jail, but can't go to jail. This month's data showed 40% of the suspects Salt Lake City police caught could not be booked into jail.
We're just leaving in the neighborhoods.
And the data shows it's making neighborhoods more dangerous. For example, when police weren't allowed to take a suspect to jail for theft and drugs, he later returned to the establishment and beat up 2 employees. A new analysis by Salt Lake Police says the jail's plan gives the appearance of lawlessness. And crime data shows an increase in theft, assaults, forgeries, intoxication, and drug abuse.
There needs to be justice. You do the crime, you pay the time.
Kim Stockdale says it makes her feel unsafe. You see, not long after police had to let those squatters go, they returned. Thankfully, they couldn't break into that same home again.
Salt Lake Police, if you're in here, call out now.
It means to me that somebody can get away with whatever they want to. And I don't like that.
To be clear, there are some misdemeanors like domestic violence, DUI, child abuse that are still booked into the Salt Lake County Jail. But you may be wondering if all the beds at both jail facilities in Salt Lake County are being used up. The jail told me there are hundreds of empty beds, but there's no funding to put inmates in them. Now, 20 years ago, the main jail was built with the premise it could be expanded. That has not happened. Police officers say it is time to find real solutions because we can no longer afford to keep the jail doors locked to so many misdemeanor offenders every day.
Yeah, to 40% of them.
A lot,
There's
a huge number.
No deterrent that way.
Something needs to change, they say.
All right, thanks, Debbie.